An excellent quality to have is the ability to communicate with everyone. It might help you find a romantic partner or establish new friends. Even new business or career prospects could result from it. Humans are by nature sociable beings, yet not everyone is naturally conversant. But you can always start talking to people now. Now we are going to teach you the best 4 ways to strike up conversations. Number 1. Relax going into the situation. It can be difficult to start a conversation if you're uncomfortable chatting to strangers. When entering a social setting, make an effort to unwind. You'll be able to start discussions without stumbling over your words if you do it this way. To unwind before social engagements, try engaging in some physical activity. Practice progressive muscular relaxation or meditation. Before a social occasion, find a quiet area to practice a relaxing ritual. This will enable you to enter the situation calmly. Take a few slow, deep breaths at the very least. Number 2. Watch body language. Before starting a discussion with someone, make sure they want to talk. If you approach individuals before they want to be approached, you won't be able to talk to anyone. Before starting a conversation with someone, look for indications that they are prepared to participate. If they seem closed off, wait until they are more at ease. Watch for relaxed body language. It is inappropriate for someone to cross their arms across their chest or otherwise block their torso. Those who want to speak will be tall and hold their arms out to their sides. Occasionally, someone can capture your attention and make a move to engage you in conversation. This is a signal that it is okay to approach the person. Number 3. Open with a question. A good technique to start a conversation is with a question. It starts conversations off and shows interest in the other person. Try posing a question just after you introduce yourself. Additionally, it is preferable to pose an open-ended query that demands more than a simple yes or no response. For instance, if you're at a party, start out by asking, "How do you know the host?" When you're at a networking event, inquire about someone's job. Ask a question like, "What exactly does your job entail?" Number 4. Use your surroundings to strike up a conversation. Using what you already have to start a conversation is another option. If you're having trouble coming up with a query or topic, make a comment about the environment. Look around the room and find a topic of conversation there. For instance, you could say, "I love the wood floors here. It seems so out of date." You can start a conversation by asking the other person for their opinion. "What do you think about this wallpaper," for instance? "It's unlike anything I've ever seen." Now it's time to know how to maintain a conversation. Here you are the best 5 ways to do this. Number 1. Listen to the other person. If you listen, people will naturally talk to you. Give people your complete attention if you want them to talk to you, since everyone wants to feel important and heard. Always pay attention when someone is speaking. When you begin the conversation, make an effort to adhere to the maxim "listen first, talk second." Allow the other to finish sharing their thoughts once you've opened the discussion before adding your own. Maintain eye contact and occasionally nod to indicate that you are paying attention. You can also express curiosity by saying something like "MMHM." Number 2. Ask questions. A conversation can be maintained well with the use of questions. Ask a few questions to keep the discussion going if there seems to be a lull. Try to inquire about what was said just now. For instance, "That's fascinating. How is going to school in a major city like?" Posing a question can also introduce a fresh subject. Consider a topic that would be appropriate to propose in the circumstances. As an illustration, you might ask someone at school, "What did you think of that chemistry exam?" Number 3. Share information about yourself. If all you do is ask questions, people won't want to talk to you. People find it awkward to converse with those who ask a lot of questions about other people but reveal little about themselves. In order to pique interest, make sure you share facts about yourself. Make an effort to establish a pattern between information exchange and questioning. Say you inquire about someone's enjoyment of a book they are reading. Comment on what you've just read after they've shared. Additionally, you ought to be prepared to respond to any queries that are directed at you. People could get uncomfortable and not want to talk to you if you come out as being secretive. Number 4. Change topics when necessary. Make sure no one starts to feel awkward about a topic by keeping an eye out for it. If you bring up a certain issue and then get quiet, someone can appear anxious. You can possibly have merely covered a subject to completion. Find a new topic to discuss if you and your conversation partner are having trouble coming up with ideas. It's preferable to look for a relevant subject. Move the conversation to films, for instance, if you are discussing novels. If you are unable to come up with something relevant, it is acceptable to introduce something new. Revert to a generic inquiry, such as "Where did you grow up?" or "What do you do for a living?" Number 5. Bring up current events. A wonderful approach to keep a discussion going is to bring up current events. It will be simple to converse with anyone if you keep up with current events. You will be able to engage individuals in conversation regarding current topics of thought. It's not necessary to bring up important current events, especially in circumstances where doing so can make someone feel uncomfortable. Bring up a recent hit movie, a celebrity scandal, or a radio hit song if you want to keep things civil. Now it's necessary for you to avoid those 4 mistakes which are very common. Mistake 1. Avoid trying to one-up others. Without realizing it, you might unintentionally outperform others during chats. Anxiety is frequently to blame for this. You might try to convey a narrative, however some stories might seem more significant or larger than the other person's story. For illustration, a weekend getaway to a city a few miles away is being discussed. Keep your month-long journey to Europe following graduation a secret. It might sound like boasting. Try to maintain parity in the stories you share. Talk about a vacation you've had that is comparable if someone mentions taking a little vacation, for instance. Talk about your childhood weekend excursions to your grandmother's home, for instance. Mistake 2. Do not make assumptions about the other person. Assume everyone is starting from scratch when you enter the conversation. Don't take it for granted that others will share your opinions or your ideals. People tend to assume others with whom they interact have similar values and ideas, although this is frequently untrue. Debates can be entertaining, and it's appropriate to communicate your opinions if the other person appears receptive to the concept. When conversing, keep in mind that you do not know how this individual thinks about a particular topic. Be careful not to introduce a subject in a way that implies anything, though. For instance, refrain from saying, "That was such a letdown, right?" in reference to a recent election. Bring up the subject instead in a way that encourages the other person to express their opinions. Consider the question, "What did you think of the recent election?" Mistake 3. Refrain from judgment. People that are judgmental are not people that people want to talk to. Always keep in mind that you are attempting to understand the other person during any interaction. You aren't there to judge or assume anything. Instead of analyzing what is being said, concentrate on listening. People will feel more comfortable sharing with you since you will have less time to critique them. Mistake 4. Make sure to remain in the present. It's simple to let your thoughts wander while you're talking. Be careful not to do it. People won't want to chat to you if you come out as unfocused. Keep your thoughts in the present moment and refrain from planning your next move or daydreaming about other topics. Do something tactile to bring your senses back to the present if you're having problems staying in the now. As an illustration, wiggle your toes. If you liked this video, please hit like and subscribe for Life Issues channel. A channel for all social issues that you may face every day. Thanks for watching.